Hello and welcome to Opinion Machine. My name is Killjoy, and for once, I'm actually joined by the Two Stooges. To my right, Mr. Fruity Sammer, how you doing?
Yo, hello, I am here.
You can hear. And to my other right, Mr. Mark Kitchen.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, yeah.
Fantastico.
Too shabby.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Alright, so Opinion Machine is basically any of us get to rant about stuff. We'll talk about stuff that we want to have opinions on. It's always good. The other content that we do. We're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch today, the hot topic at the moment. We're going to go through a bunch of stuff and get everyone's reactions and interesting things and all that kind of stuff and opinions, of course. So we'll go around. Yeah. We're going to go around the room. We'll start with initial impressions, just a quick sort of summary of what you think, all that kind of thing. We'll start with Mr. Mark. Initial impressions of this thing as you've seen it.
I think I was really excited by it. The idea of having a home console that sort of doubles up as a portable console is like, sweet. I don't know, I didn't see it coming. You would have thought someone would have done it by now, but I didn't really see it coming, and I thought, that's pretty awesome. Just seeing the the advert with just him playing it and then being like, I'm going to pick this up out of the dock now and walk around, and then people just sat in a circle with their pads like all facing each other and playing multiplayer games and stuff. I was like, yeah, this is definitely gonna market itself better than the Wii U did. I think it's gonna.
I think anything's gonna market itself better than the Wii U.
I think it's gonna grab people more. More kids are gonna get into it, I suppose, if it's gonna bring them together. Like, that's really cool. So yeah, I'm quite excited about it, and obviously we know that there's gonna be one massive Zelda game at launch, which is very exciting, and lots of other. There's over 80 titles in either confirmed or in production at the moment as well, which is also another thing that is very exciting about it. The hardware looks great. I think the controls look good by like what's been demonstrated, kind of thing. The way they're sort of clicked together with the pad and everything. Yeah. So yeah, I think it looks really good. I think it looks really cool. I think people are going to understand more what it's about than they did with the Wii U. People were like, because obviously the Wii was revolutionary with like motion controls and stuff, and then when the Wii U when it came out, people were like, oh, what does it do?
Yeah.
Now people expect consoles to do something like outlandish rather than just be a home console now.
Well, it's Nintendo they do, yeah.
Well, Nintendo, yeah.
Should be fun times. Mr. Fruity Sammer. Now, I think you're going to have a very different perspective on this, but what are your initial impressions of this system so far?
Less of a console man.
Just a little bit less of a console man. Seems alright. That's pretty much...
Can hear the excitement in your voice.
That's pretty much the gist of it. I mean, yeah, they're doing all their motion controls here again. Yes. Oh man, Nintendo trying to say hip with the kids. You know, they didn't seem to have realised that VR's happened yet. But yeah, it's all about the motion controls. I don't know, it looks pretty good. Trying to get more developers to actually support them rather than just dual first developers. That's quite good. It looks quite impressive graphics wise and seems to run fairly smoothly. It'd be interesting to see how well it runs between on the move and in the port.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how that works. It'd be interesting to see how like motion control aspects of the games work if you take it around. So I think many people want to start like flinging their arms around while on like a train or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, the new Zelda game looks great. The Fire Emblem Dynasty Warriors thing looks. Well, that will be amazing.
Yeah.
I love Dynasty Warrior games.
Yeah.
Probably won't lead to terrible console versions of Pokemon games like Colosseum and that, which no one liked. Now they can just have one Pokemon game for both.
Exactly.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just kind of optimistic. Looks alright. I just hope they don't fuck it up like they usually seem to be doing these last couple of years.
Yeah. I think...
In the words of Public Enemy, don't believe the hype.
I think I'm... It's been a weird week and a bit for me. Like, I went from being like super excited to a lot more cautious now. But my initial impressions of this, like, I want to get my hands on that tech. I want to see what the controls feel like. I want to be able to like that idea of unclicking them, clicking them, handing half of the controller to somebody else and playing a 2-player game. Like I want to try out all the things it offers. That's what interests me. I'm not really going to take this on the go with me. I mean, I might, if I'm sat in the living room and someone else wants to use a TV, then sure, I can just pick it up and carry on playing. But, I mean, because it's a bit bigger and I have a 3DS, me personally, I wouldn't trust myself taking it somewhere. But the fact that if I go on a long journey, and I can sit on a plane or a train, or, you know, even I could do it on a bus if I wanted to, that's probably not the best idea. But that factor, I think that's going to be huge for a lot of people. For people that travel to work to and from every day, that have to take long train journeys, or they do have long journeys, they can sit there, they can whack the kickstand out on the back, or they can just sit there with its hand and just play these basically console games on the go. I mean, some people think it's a handheld that's a console, or a console that's a handheld, but regardless, the fact that it gives you...
It's a squid now.
Yeah, basically.
It's also a kid.
But initial impressions of it so far, I'm actually excited about the hardware, to get my hands on it, to, you know, fiddle around with a lot of it, and just see from things I've seen and read at the moment that, you know, just how good these Joy-Con controllers are. So
I still love that.
well, we're gonna segue on to the Joy-Cons itself.
It's not gonna be funny in like 2 months' time. It'll just be such a normal word.
Yeah,
like Pokemon.
Let's talk a bit about these Joy-Cons.
Sounds like a convention to me.
Joy-Con, yeah.
Joy-Con.
No,
Come down to Joy-Con.
So the Joy-Cons, for those who don't know, are basically whenever you see the Switch, most of the time you see these two left and right side controls that are either attached to the Switch itself or to the grip. But you can take them off and you can use them as separate controllers, or you can have them in your hand yourself. One side has the analog stick and then the split D-pad. The other side has the other analog stick and the buttons. They both have LNR, ZL, ZR on the top. And the right one has an IR sensor. There's also a share button on one of them and a home button. And when you take them off and you hold them like an old school sort of NES controller, there's actually extra shoulder buttons in the top that you can use. So just sort of go around again. Let's start with Fruity this time. Like I know you probably haven't seen a huge amount of these, but apart from the silly name, like I don't know if you're interested in the idea.
I've always wanted to milk a cow. And
Get to that later.
seeing that game, it's just, that's what I wanted to start caressing the air with my Joy-Con in my hand. Like,
I haven't seen this. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's amazing.
Just to fill you in, he's on about a game that's coming out. We'll get more to this later, called 1-2 Switch, and this involves you looking at your opposition, holding the Joy-Con in the air, pulling it down like you're milking a cow, and pushing two buttons at the same time.
You got
I'm aware of 1-2 Switch, but I didn't think about.
Yeah, milk it's called.
You got to milk more than your opponent.
Right.
It's
Milk.
battle for the ages. Joy-Cons look pretty cool. It's probably better than the remote and the nunchuck. But then, the base model comes with one. I like the red and blue design.
Oh, the neon red, neon blue one.
Yeah, that looks really cool. The idea of having 4 shoulder buttons, I didn't think that they'd all be used when they're together. That sounds like it could be slightly awkward. I'm not quite sure where I want to put my fingers. I have a place I want to put my fingers on triggers and buttons and the shoulders.
What do you mean? When you've got both parts, or if you're using one part?
Yeah, if they're together, so you've got 4 by 2.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just seems a bit awkward.
Well, apparently, like the way you hold them, there's like a bit that comes down like I think it's like the PS4 controllers. There's this slight bit at the back, so they sort of rests, like your hand rests like that when you're playing it. I don't know. I've not got my hands on them, but from what I've seen, it does look like your fingers will fit quite nicely on the tops of it.
I bet more just being precise with the buttons.
Yeah.
I can't imagine many games, especially ports, will probably use all of them. So I'm assuming if they're porting, they'll probably just map it to the controls that they had available. That's not a big problem.
Oh, are you getting confused? Because you've still got LNR and ZL and ZR like you would on a normal controller. The other extra shoulder buttons are only... You can only use them when you're using the controller on one half on its own.
Oh, I thought
like
you could use them all together.
No. So you have to hold it like that to use these buttons. But if you're holding it normally, you have 2 there, 2 there. Sorry, I should have explained.
No one can see what you mean. But
yeah, so I should probably explain. Yeah, when you hold the controller sideways on like a NES controller, it's called the SL and SR buttons, and they're there like if you're playing Street Fighter, for example, they're extra buttons to use. Then, if you're holding both Joy-Cons, and it's clipped into the grip, you will never see those. You'll never be able to access them. They're only there for certain games. It just gives you the option, so you've got extra buttons.
That makes more sense.
Sorry.
It's starting to seem like surrounded by buttons.
Yeah.
No, they seem pretty cool. It all depends on how well their actual motion and like gyroscopic sensors actually work. I'm assuming they should be an improvement on the Wii remotes.
They look really good from gameplay I've seen of ARMS, and people actually seeing their hands move. It actually looks like they're 1-to-1 now, like from the start. But again, I haven't played it.
Motion.
1-to-1, like like doing the things that it works. But
I think we're at 1-to-1 distance. Like you like this, you like 30 centimeters is gonna go like miles on the actual screen.
No.
Like no, I'm gonna have to run to like next door to do this.
No, like it looks good.
Yeah, but then the Wii stuff, it's like B-Link, and you're like, yeah, and it's like actually the basic Wii remote was not good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like until we play it. But from what I've seen, gameplay footage of actual people, off-camera footage of them playing a game, and it looks like they actually work right properly.
I just want to see how accurate you can get with them.
Yeah.
Can you play Operation with them?
What, you mean like holding your hand?
Yeah, like pick up the pieces.
I don't know, but somebody should make Operation for it. It'd be really good.
Yeah. Why has no one done that?
I think they have for the Wii, but it's probably rubbish.
Yeah, true. We need a Motion Plus.
I think we'll move on to Mr. Mark then. Like, what again? You've only seen this stuff. You've probably seen a bit about it. But what are your impressions of these Joy-Con controllers and what they can do?
Yeah, I think it looks good. I mean, I quite liked the Wii Nunchuck and the remote anyway. But I think it's quite good that they'll be basically the same weight and the same size. They'll just feel like you're carrying the same thing in each hand rather than carrying one Wii remote and then one really light nunchuck.
Yeah.
So you've got the same balance. So if you're playing something like ARMS, you're not gonna
have one outweighing the other.
Yeah. I know that seems quite a minor thing because it's not like the Wii remote is really heavy and hard to hold up. But I think it would have a slight difference if you were to play something like the like the boxing game, I suppose, on sports. So I think it works well because of that. I think it works well in the way that it sort of slides into the
side of them,
pad. They've advertised it to make it look really smooth and easy to do. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is as easy as they make it look. Hopefully it is, like Dave was saying, completely intuitive. That the gyroscope on it really works really well, because otherwise the game won't work really well. So I'm feeling positive that it has. I mean, the way they presented it in the presentation was really good. It looks like the technology is solid. Did you say it's got an IR on it?
It has on the bottom of the right Joy-Con, because it's only on that one. There is an IR sensor that I've only seen one game use it, but apparently the IR sensor can recognise gestures and things. So certain things, it will be programmed to recognise things. Apparently, I don't know how much that will get used personally, but it's cool. But it's they show in the presentation that you can do like rock scissors paper and do that kind of mini game with someone. To actual practical uses, I've only seen one, and it seems really silly and gimmicky, but we'll see.
The only reservation I have about it is that each one has quite a number of buttons on it, and I don't know how fiddly it would be because they're quite small. Might be quite fiddly to use all the buttons on such a small remote on each hand.
Apparently,
especially if you're doing two-player.
Apparently, they are slightly smaller than Wii remotes, but they're they're probably like 3DS sort of lengthwise of size. So if you imagine a 3DS XL where the buttons are laid out on that, if you imagine hacking the sides off, that's probably how big they are.
That's the one I have.
Yeah. So your one, for example, if you take that side with the buttons and that side with the buttons, that's probably roughly how big it is.
So basically, if you can play a 3DS, you can play these.
I mean, obviously, again, like
I think it's just playing it on the side if you only got half of one.
From what again, it's like sort of about, I don't know how long that makes, but that big.
Pluralized Joy-Cons? Is it Joy-Con when they're both together?
No,
or do you have one Joy-Con and two Joy-Con? You have Joy-Cons when they're together?
It's called Joy-Con L and Joy-Con R, so there's the left one and the right one, but that's what they're called. So
do you ever pluralize them? Can you say like
Joy-Cons?
Can you pass me the Joy-Cons?
Sure. I mean, if you're playing a single-player game like Zelda, the back.
Does it drain from the controllers as well? Or do the controllers not get affected?
So let's talk about the battery life, because this is quite a talking point, but it can range anywhere from 2.5 hours to 6 hours, depending on the game and things like that. But the controllers have 20-hour battery life separate from the main console.
Wow, 20 hours is pretty good.
For the controllers, not for the console.
Yeah, but
For the controllers,
is
yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah, no, that is good
Because
because
then, if you're ever gonna move this thing around, you're gonna be near a power supply
Anyway.
So what's the
and you can just plug the AC adapter right into the bottom of it if you're on a train, for example. Like it uses
Yeah.
USB Type C, which is like standardized for a lot of things now. So you don't need it if you're on the go. Obviously, you can put it in the dock.
Probably even
and
if you're in the car, you can just shove it into the
Yeah.
cigarette lighter. Like I'm sure it's not going to be a massive.
I don't think it's
You're
much of an
never
issue.
far away from a plug.
Yeah,
are you?
exactly.
But I don't think that's 2.5 hours is still fairly decent for most journeys if you're not near a plug.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to use it much more than an hour and a half, 2 hours on the go before I'm at
Sub destination.
someone's
Yeah.
house or something. Yeah,
Where you're like walking around.
Yeah.
It's not a good plan to walk around.
I'm
Yeah.
not really going to
Consoles.
sit in the park all day with it. I don't
Yeah,
think.
it's just a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, so the power is adapted.
A couple of the other things tech-wise in it, one of the big things is this HD rumble that's apparently in these Joy-Cons. And the way that works is they apparently you can sense things, and like there's like a game in 1-2 Switch
like
that
a ghost.
yeah, like a ghost. There's a game in 1-2 Switch that apparently like the Joy-Con acts like it's a box of marbles, and as you roll it around, you can feel the marbles rolling around the controller, and you have to figure out how many balls is in there and stuff. Like.
Okay.
Until this is one of these things that until I think I use it, I'm gonna be a bit like, but it sounds like it's actually very like because there's loads of motors in it, so it can like you can feel like water running down and things like that. It's meant to be able to do quite a lot of
making outstanding.
Is that the thing where they said it's like a glass with an ice cube?
yeah, you can feel the
Yeah.
ice cubes and liquid
Yeah,
falling
yeah.
up, and it's at
You
the
probably
moment-
just said that, didn't you?
no, I said about water, but
Oh,
like,
okay,
it
yeah,
was on
yeah.
like the marble thing, but this sounds
Sounds hard to believe, to be honest.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I
It's
think
not like it's through an adaptive like case. Like the case is like hard plastic.
yeah.
So the idea of like having that level of sensitivity to be felt, like if it was more like a soft case on the controllers, maybe I can understand. Like you feel like the grip, like different areas vibrating. But
Yeah.
I can't imagine. They're not that big either. Like, surely it'll feel like it's from pretty much the same point. I can understand a bit of movement, but
It's interesting, to be honest, because it's something that it's one of the most exciting features for me, because if it is what they say it is, then I think that would actually be really good technology. The only problem is, how
sounds
do
good.
you implement that in a lot of games? Because I reckon a lot of people, it'd be cool if you're rolling a boulder, for example, or on something that's rolling and it feels like you're going around it or something, but I think it'll be interesting to see how many people actually use it rather than just vibrating like a normal rumble pack does, you know, that thing. But
I always got the problem of like cross-platform developing. People will
Yeah.
waffle with it.
Yeah, I mean, how many games is it going to be able to apply to? Because it's quite niche technology. It's not going to be able to apply to.
So
that
how many
different-
games have you ever been like, oh, I wonder what that felt like to hold? Like,
Yeah.
not many games your character like
I mean,
pick something up. Even in Zelda, is pick up in his hand and like look around it.
I like the idea of. I mean, I always like Rumble anyway. I like that sort of feedback that you get when you get shot in
Yeah.
games and stuff like that. So I feel like if
Like,
it
oh,
can,
it shot me in the hand again.
no,
It's always in the hands.
I feel like that potentially this has got like a big potential that it could work really well in games.
Imagine like WarioWare games could do
Oh
something
yeah,
interesting
WarioWare
with
games would be
this.
fucking amazing.
And,
Yeah, that
like,
would be the best like kind of game for it. I think would be the kind of party games like WarioWare and stuff.
maybe in like the Tomb Raiders in that way. You
Pick up
have
the
like
item.
the investigation stuff where you can like move around in that. Like I'm trying to think of ways you could use.
I know a
this,
game that would work really well in.
like.
If
Well,
they made an alien game and it's like the sensor, you know, when the sensor comes up, you've got the aliens and you can like feel it on either controller, like whichever direction it was in. That would be really cool.
That'd be
yeah.
quite
I mean, because I think the idea that you like, you know, if it's at the bottom of the
Then-
controllers, it might be like behind you, but like on the left or
Yeah,
right hand
I
side,
guess.
vibrating in the direction that it's picking them up in. Like
Then it has to be good.
it has to be like super accurate. That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
Investigation and WarioWare, you can do that with stuff where it's not that
Yeah.
impressive. You're trying to have like a proper like 3D feel of a room through like input touch. That has to be pretty sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting to me. I'm interested in using it. I want to see just how like the things people can do, because like 1-2 Switch obviously uses it, but that game is dedicated to like
Yeah.
very specific things. I want to see what it's like in an actual game. Like something like Zelda might use it really subtly, but like really well. I reckon Mario will probably use it for the jumping, like a lot of jumping and stuff when that's out. But it's interested me to the point where if this is as good as what I've
It'd be
seen, then I
good.
want to experience that.
It'd be quite cool in like a Happy Wings game.
Mm.
Like having it if you were like parasailing and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Pilot Wing. Yeah. The other tech thing before we move on to them is the Pro Controller. Not much to say about it except that it's got NFC technology for Amiibo in it. It's got the HD Rumble and it's got gyro controls in it. So it's basically a better version of the Wii U Pro Controller but with more tech in it. It looks pretty much the same. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't really see much of a difference between
No.
the two controllers.
Yeah, it's just the technology.
It's from
is
like
it.
the outside.
Yeah.
They look fairly similar.
It's a lot more standard. It's actually got a proper D-pad on it,
I
unlike
can
the
barely
Joy-Con.
even remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean it's an extra add-on there that people can buy. Like I'll probably get one because
It'd be useful for like Monster Hunter and stuff like that.
yeah, like I think 2D platform as
Games
well.
like
because-
that. You need that. That's what I was basically got my Pro Controller thing with the Wii.
Oh, the red
I
one
got
or the
this one
whatever it
to
was.
try. So
Yeah.
it's like, I can actually play with a normal controller now. I need this.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter is too intense.
The next thing to talk about is the launch date is March 3rd. So not that far away at all. I'm talking like 5 weeks or so at this point.
No,
a bit
it's-
longer than that.
It's kind of ballsy to have like very little. Like I know they want to keep it for that last like push kind of thing. But
Mm.
it's kind of ballsy how close it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's only
Like-
like 6 weeks away. It's crazy.
Other than people like in the know or like in the scene. Like I doubt if I went home and was like, "Hey mum, do you know there's a new Nintendo console coming out?" Like I doubt she'd. It's like 6 weeks. That's not a lot of time. And like trying to get out the message to like people like my mum's age who have like younger children.
They are doing a thing around. They've been doing it around America. They're going to be doing it in I think England and Europe, where in the next so many weeks that every like they're going to be doing places where you
yeah.
can go and play them.
Well,
and
I'm
they're
thinking like it's Timmy's birthday is like February the 26th or something. Like
yeah,
parents don't know 6-7 weeks away. You know you're missing out on sales like that if you can like try and. I don't know, it's just kind of ballsy. They're just thinking, yeah, we can sell all of this and we're going to make all the hype we need.
yeah. It's an interesting. I think it's an interesting time because I'm pretty sure handhelds get released like early in the year and consoles normally get released like November,
Well,
December time.
Christmas, yeah, it's Christmas. You want you want your consoles to be underneath the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
That's kind of the old adage of that.
Well, the thing is, they say worldwide they want to sell 2 million consoles in March, which actually is quite a lot for March. If they could nail 2 million, then fair play to them. But it's interesting because I would have imagined end of March, probably 17th, something like that, which is a Friday. But right slap bang on the beginning of March. That's we're still at the start of the year. We're almost into February now, and then once February's done, bam, there it's on the doorstep, isn't it? So.
Well, I think it's basically been a month since Christmas. As we're recording this, it's the 24th of January.
Yep, it
It's
is.
like scary how fast.
Time flies, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like
Um,
that's not a lot of time to.
Yeah,
It just seems a bit weird, really. I guess it makes sense. It makes more sense to do it in the summer. And
yeah,
if you're going to do it in the summer, there's no point doing it in autumn. 'Cause you might as well wait till a Christmas release.
yeah.
So I guess maybe this is the best time to launch it.
Mark, you got any?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one because I used to like consoles coming out in time for Christmas, like you said, because people want it for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
And parents need to
So
get ready
late.
and stuff. And yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know whether I expected a presentation to be coming out months before it did, maybe. But
They needed to really start getting information out, like proper hard facts. And like I
It's
think
also
January
been
was good.
weird, Nintendo. So the last like couple of years, it's just been kind of like, oh yeah, we're working on something. They've been like really secretive about this, which is good in the way that it generates a lot of hype all at once. But man, they've been really protective of this. I guess they just really think it's going to succeed. I guess.
I guess it's better to release it in March than in January when no one has any money because it's
Yeah.
just been Christmas. So
Yeah, that's true.
There's they must have had that somewhat in their minds that they wouldn't want to release it then. But yeah, a bit of an odd time, but it's exciting because I've now been like, oh right, it's only like 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Bang on the
So 6
start
weeks
of the
away.
year, isn't it? Yeah.
So it's given me something to look forward to after the New Year period.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the
Oh, hey.
Switch is coming out. And, oh, yeah.
I mean, as much as Nintendo gets a lot of stuff wrong, they do get a lot of stuff right as well. And I think releasing it now, like quite early on in the year, that's going to reflect really good for them next year, financial next year, when they go from March to March and they go, well, we fucking knocked this out of the park, didn't we, over the course of the year. And it gives them a head start because like they can release Zelda, which is going to be the biggest look game of March. There's no way about it. There's no other games coming out that are going to be as big as that.
Yeah.
So people will rush out and get it. But you know,
Zelda's always a system seller.
so get it out of the way before you've even, because think about it, at the end of the year you've got to compete with Call of Duty, Battlefield, FIFA, all these different things. So if you bring Zelda out at the start of the year, you maximise potential. I think with that, like I think there is some. Like, there's some good reasons to release it here. I still think it's a little bit odd, but I'm not complaining because, like, the sooner I can get my hands on, you know, the hardware and things like that, like, the better. It's. We'll see. We'll see how well it does. We'll see if many people buy
But
it.
there aren't that many launch titles, right?
There's 7 or 7. Is it 7 now?
Oh, okay.
2, 3, 4,
Well,
5,
no.
6, 7. Yeah, 7
Okay,
games.
that's a
But
reasonable
that
number.
varies on like a few like AAAs, and most of those, like 3 of them are indie games. So
Yeah, the point I was going to make is that they probably will sort of scatter some of the releases across summer,
yeah.
and people would have heard, like, been able to soak it up by then, and people would be like, oh, like, I don't know, by the time Christmas rolls around again,
There's a lot of good
they'll
games
have
out already.
like a lot of games out, and it'll probably do really well on
But
Christmas.
to
maybe?
say, have they released a full schedule yet?
Yes, so I
Yeah.
can give you. We'll talk about launch games as well as his launch
Oh,
date.
yeah, we'll work our way through it.
But yes, there is. I can tell you about the day one games. I can tell you about other stuff roughly when it's coming out. Before we do that, the other thing I wanted to touch on was price. Now, price has been a bit a bit of a contention with some people. In England and probably around Europe, in England it is £270. I actually don't think this is a terrible price. I think £250, nearer £250 would have been nicer, but £280. I mean, the Wii U was £280 on launch anyway, and this looks like it's going to be, we've got more tech and stuff in it. I think it's alright. Maybe being cheaper would have been better to combat Xbox and Sony at this point, but I don't think it's awful.
But then to combat Xbox and Sony at the moment, it's competing with their compatibility to the last system anyway.
Yeah, no, I know.
So like PlayStation Pro 4 or Super Omega, whatever it's called, and
Xbox
Scorpio. It's like they're still competing with the same console generation before. They're just incompatible with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the price was like pretty good when I heard it.
Yeah.
But that's because I haven't bought a new console in ages, and I
Yeah.
didn't actually have any kind of idea of how much consoles were when they came out.
Yeah.
And some of my mates on chatting to them on Facebook were like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty steep," and I was like, "What? I thought that was good."
No,
And then I looked up how much like an N64 was on release, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it was a lot less," and all that kind of thing. And people were saying, "Oh yeah, it doesn't actually come with any games. You're playing that just for the console." And I was like, I would still happily pay that if it's good. Like, that's a lot of hardware there. I think that's pretty decent.
PS3 in that one.
PS3 was
way more
$499.
expensive than this.
Yeah, $399 was the PS4. when it
I
came
guess PS3 and Xbox 360 was like my last console generation actually brought itself.
out. Yeah.
But like, I swear they were more.
They were.
200.
That's
That's
like 400 quid
that's
if you wanted to
like
get a game with a
previous
PS4.
inflation. Like
Yeah.
that's before.
PS3
like,
was higher.
inflation at the moment. Like,
Yeah, no, that's right though. Like, you're right. They were more expensive.
So it sounds pretty good to me. I don't know.
I think it's
Well,
fair to say this is
PS4.
actually a good price because if you value the portability of this, this is probably the cheapest portable home console that you'll ever get with these caliber of games on.
It's
To
the
put-
only portable home
well,
console.
that's it. Like, you know,
you
in
can
in
get.
contrast, you can buy the Nvidia Shield, which is like a portable like
Oh, I
computer
forgot
thing,
about those things.
and the other tablet, but they cost like thousands of pounds. This, on the other hand, is much cheaper than that. Yeah, the battery life may not be perfect, but you're getting to play things like Zelda, Mario Kart, Mario, all these different things, and it's actually, to be fair, it's not bad value for money.
And if you think about the 3DS, like that's been out, what, like 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, 6
That-
years, I think.
On its own, without any games, is still 215 quid on Amazon.
Yeah,
So to spend an extra £65, you get a whole console with a lot more hardware that is also portable and it's brand new. It's not been
Yeah.
out for 5
It's
years.
also got the kind of problem where like parts they use in their controllers are quite expensive. So the one good thing about the Wii when it launched is that it put down the price of gyroscopes and stuff.
yeah.
Just because Nintendo bought so many of them, it made that the global price go down. So a lot of my friends that make electronics are like, "Yay, now I can buy these for like nothing."
Yeah,
That's an
Because of Nintendo.
Yeah, that's an interesting point actually. I guess the manufacturing gets cheaper, doesn't it? So
I mean,
whatever. Or like-
bear in mind, when the Wii was released, it was £180 at launch. which was like one of the lowest consoles I've ever bought.
That's mad. Yeah.
But that is like insane. That was such a they did a lot of things right with the Wii, and that was one of them. But 270 quid.
I think that's fine. I don't see what the problem is.
I think that's absolutely fair. Sure, it would have been nice to have maybe a slightly more expensive one with a packing game, but at the end of the day, most of the packing games, like, okay, Wii Sports was good. I like Nintendo Land, but a lot of people, they probably want to buy other stuff anyway. They want Zelda.
At the same time, this has only been a recent thing.
Yeah.
Like, you never used to get games with consoles. Like, except for like the Wii and the Wii U. I can't really think of anything else that I've ever brought a console. But like, yeah, I've got games. Like, you get games in bundles.
Yeah.
Like, you pay a bit more and you get it to come with a game. That's how it works. And then it's not like they're now like obliged to do this every console release. I don't see that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't think see it as an issue. Like, I'm gonna buy a couple of games on launch, hopefully. So be
Just
it.
buy half one, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, you pre-ordered Zelda, haven't you?
Yeah, Zelda
The wrong version.
The wrong version, but I will get it.